Kitty. Here's Kitty.
Hiya. Oh, bloody hell, I'm eating my own hair here. How are we doing, treasures? Are we all right? Oh, it is good to be back. It's good to be back. It's good to be back. Welcome to Calling Kitty. My name is Kitty Cassis. Cassis like the dark, sweet, viscous, slightly sickly liqueur. Only tolerable in very small doses. Hiya. Now today I've actually got some Cassis. Look at that. If you're watching on the YouTube channel, which I heartily recommend, get a load of this. Wet your whistle, treasures. Are you keeping hydrated? That would be my first thought. I hope that everybody out there is keeping hydrated, because the consequences of not keeping yourself hydrated can be absolutely disastrous, from a headache right through the full gambit to gonorrhea and cystitis, and the two of those you just don't want together, believe me. Oh my God, welcome to Calling Kitty. This is an audio podcast. It's got a visual element. Of course it has. Look at me, I'm bloody gorgeous. And I'm just doing my acrylics while I'm sitting here today. You might hear a bit of filing. And if this was smell-o-vision, you'd be able to smell the smell all the tinctures and the potions and the lotions that I'm putting on. I thought we'd just have a catch-up, you and me today, treasures. How are we doing? Are we all right? I hope that this podcast finds you well. You know, it just drops into your life, drops into your little what is it? Your Spotify homepage or your iTunes inbox. It just plops itself in there on a Thursday, and I'm just checking in. I'm saying, how are you? Are you all right? And if you maybe, you know, you see people, don't you, out and about, you go, hiya, you all right? Yeah, you all right? Yeah, you carry on walking, don't you? But maybe sometimes you're not all right, but you don't want to bother anyone with that. Well, that's what I'm here for. And listen, you can't exactly, I wish you could talk to me. You can always get in touch with me. I say that every bloody week. Anybody can. You don't need to be a comedian. You don't need to be a character. You don't need to be promoting somebody or something. I would love it if I just had get a normal person on to talk to me. I mean, Jerry, who actually works on the market, he sells bottle top. You remember the bottle tops that some of you might be too young to remember this, but there was a band called Bros in the 90s, and you used to have the bottle tops on your shoes. Now, he got a job load of those when obviously everything, you know, like people weren't doing that anymore, and he actually sells them now, and they are antiquities. Do you know what I mean? And he was going to come on and talk about his life, but he actually broke his hip. And I said to him, well, that's no excuse really, is it? Do you know what I mean? No excuse at all. You can still get on the blower to me. But maybe you just want to leave me a little voice note. I would love that. Leave me a little random voice now. Get in touch with me. It's Hiya, it's me, Kitty. HIYAITSMEKITTY. And you can either go to hiyaitsmekitty.com or on all my social media platforms. I mean, I was on X for a while. I mean, there is a page there, I believe. I've not logged onto it for a bloody dog's age. Is anybody logging in over there? I've not got FOMO. I've not got FOMO because I don't think I'm missing out on anything over there. But there is a page. I'll maybe start checking that in. I'll maybe start. You imagine if I went on there now and there was just loads of messages from lovely people saying, "Kitty, you told me to get in touch. Why aren't you messaging me back?" Something tells me that it wouldn't be that, though. I think that it would probably just be a lot of young men who would want me dead. And listen, I'm always here to talk to them. I'm, you know, my charity and my listening ear and my shoulder to cry on is not. It doesn't discriminate. You know, even if you're thinking very bad thoughts, I'll be there to help you and speak to you about that, treasures. Not a problem. I've actually offered a full frontal lobotomy to one particular person who got in touch with me. I've not even got their username. I've not even crediting their work, but they did wish me a terminal disease as it happened. And I said to them, why don't you come over and we can put kettle on and have a little chat about what's going on with you? All right, because there's something clearly going on with your treasure. All right. So yeah, if that is, listen, if that is you and you're leaving vile comments on people's posts, then have a think about that. But most of us aren't, let's face it. And actually, it could be that I'm inviting a bot round to sit and have a cup of coffee and a bourbon. And would that be the worst thing in the world? I mean, I can imagine, as you know, I plan to be cryogenically frozen. So I will still be here in the year 2060 when, the robots will have taken over. But believe me, it'll be me doing all of their collagen. It'll be me lubricating their outputs and their inputs and their USB portals. And, it'll be me snatching their weaves. They'll be coming to me for all their advice. Believe me, all right. I will actually have I'll have a virtual Agony ant station set up. That's what I plan to do. This episode of Calling Kitty goes out to anybody today who has been caught short. Now, I don't like to get too lavatorial on this podcast, as you know, but listen, have we all been in this situation where you're out and about, and that could be in a built-up urban area or it could be in the woods? I mean, in a way, if it's in the woods, it's a bit more clean-cut, isn't it? There's a tree, there's a leaf, work it out. That's nature, isn't it? We've just gone back to base there. But if you're out in like a shopping centre or a train station or an airport or, God forbid, a megabus, or a National Express coach, and you find yourself, I mean, listen, digestion happens, nature has its way, and sometimes nature calls, and sometimes that excavation needs to happen, and it needs to bloody happen quick and with very little warning. And if that is happening frequently, please do go and seek medical attention, because that's not actually normal for that to be happening on a regular basis. All right, but occasionally it does happen. Maybe you eat something, maybe you get some news and it just goes straight to your stomach, and you need to, when you gotta go, am I right? So anyway, you locate a convenience, a public convenience, and let's say things aren't as sparklingly clean as they would be at home, all right? Listen, if you were in your own salle de bain, you'd be absolutely fine. You'd probably be on your phone. Make sure you're cleaning your phones regularly, people, please. Or maybe you've got a nice stack of books next to the loo. That's what I've got. And you'd just be able to do what you need to do and clean up afterwards, and that's fine. But when you're at the mercy of public conveniences, you really do just have to take what you can get. And, I'm really dedicating this to you if you've been there and, you're hovering over the toilet seat because that doesn't look too secure or too hygienic. And you turn to your left or your right to find what should be dispensing toilet roll, what should be a fertile supply of toilet roll, and it is bereft. And the cardboard roll is almost just jiggling there, just to taunt you. No, definitely no toilet roll here, cock. And at this point, you're just so relieved that you've actually managed to make it and not do everything in your pants. Listen, some of this story is sounding like it's coming from personal experience. I couldn't possibly comment, but I know we're all human and we've all been out there and this has all happened to all of us. So, don't look at me like that. All right, Trevor. No, because I know. Anyway, you have to the other thing about this situation, it's not exactly a clean exit situation. That, there's a fallout, there's detritus, there's a situation there, but you've just got to stand up and pull your pants up and get on with it. And you open that door. Sorry, no, you don't open the door. You turn around and you put your weight on that flush. Maybe you take the sleeve of your the sleeve of your jumper, and you don't want to make actual contact with the metal, so you push down, and there is what can only be described as a Niagara fall, but it's an up meeting. It's a Niagara uphill, and everything is coming up to meet you. And we almost have a brimming situation, but thankfully everything then settles down, and you have to just put that toilet seat down and just pray to God that whoever is going in there next isn't in the same situation as you. It's a situation of plumbing. It's what can only be described as Victorian sewerage works. That's what we're dealing with, and who knows. Probably somebody has tried to put several bags of ketamine down there beforehand. It depends where you are. Normally if I'm in a house of Fraser, it's more likely to be, a couple of samples of wallpaper maybe that somebody's put down there because they didn't particularly like that Laura Ashley wallpaper sample. But either way, things are not disappearing. They're coming back up. Toilet lid goes down. You just have to walk away, treasure. There's nothing that you can do. You reach for the metal lock and you close that cubicle door behind you. Now you just need to find a basin, and there's one there. You press on the tap. Nothing is forthcoming. You press on the soap dispenser. It's deserted. Now, some of you are thinking, would this happen in a House of Fraser toilet? I don't know. But it would happen in a particular London train station convenience, I can tell you that much, all right? And there really isn't anything that can be done about that. You just have to, you have to get yourself to safety and sanctuary and sanitized sanctuary as soon as is humanly possible. That's all you can do. Now, some of you will be thinking, Christ, Kitty, you're describing my life. Now, I hope that this is not happening to you regularly. I mean, this is why, my great-great-grandmother, Ashley, she just didn't go out in the end. She just didn't go out. She had a situation in the local Warrington library, and she was actually banned from the library due to the mess that was left there in that. She couldn't go back. And actually, she had quite a few Mills and Boon novels checked out at the time, and obviously I inherited a couple of those. Now, will I go back and return them? Maybe one day, but if they ever make the connection back, that could be it would be career destroying for me. All right. So yeah, this is for you. If that has ever been you. Maybe it's not happened yet, maybe it's going to happen in the future, and you'll be sat there at any one of those stages thinking, Christ, that mad woman, she was right. This will go down as being one of the most horrific experiences of my life. I mean, it depends. It's all relative, isn't it? A friend of ours was in a terrible three-car pile-up on the M62. That's obviously a terrible thing to happen. But this is mortifying on the scale of things, isn't it? Now, somebody did comment, what better way to deal with your own problems than to listen to somebody else's? And it really did sum it up for me, because I thought, yeah, as long as you aren't shitting through the eye of a needle in a substandard toilet convenience, things are probably all right for you. Do you know what I mean? Things are probably going hunky-dory. And that's all that we can hope. That is all that we can hope. I am recording this as the leaves are turning autumn. I don't know when you'll be listening to this, but I'll look outside my window sometimes and I think, how many shades of green and copper and red. And do you know what, treasures? Wherever you are, look up. Just have a look up. It might be a grey, misty, bloody day wherever you are at this moment, but have a look up and look at the colours that nature presents to us. I mean, you couldn't replicate them in a lab, all right? And there's a lot of terrible things going on in the world at the moment, but sometimes we just have to just just have a look at what's happening around us. Look at nature. The leaves are falling. We're all getting to that point where we might need to go into a bit of hibernation. And that's okay to say no to certain social situations. It's okay to just close in a little bit, like a little squirrel, feathering its nest, and just saying, no, I'm going to store these nuts, actually. I'm going to store this toilet roll and keep it with me at all times. Perhaps a little pack of wet wipes. That would be a lesson for us all. Do you know what? I could have been going 35 minutes or 35 seconds. It's almost like I'm having a stroke here. Listen, I'm doing lots of stuff. There's lots of things going on. I'm doing bingo near you, probably. I'm doing a tour of all of the Masonic halls, and I'll be bringing my bingo kit with me. Check the link in my bio. I've always got something going on, treasure. And I would love to come to, if you've got a village hall near you and you're thinking, oh, maybe Kitty could just come and see us. I actually went to Faversham. There's a great thing called the Faversham Fringe. If you've not looked it up, look it up. It's great. It's on for a few more weeks, I think. But I just went, and I went down there with all my bits and stuff. And I met Alistair down there. He was lovely. And he said to me afterwards, he said, that was a very pleasant chat. I said, that's a testimonial, is that, Alistair? I'm just having pleasant chats with everybody and just seeing what everybody's up to. All right. So if you fancy getting in touch, you don't need to be an improv king or queen or non-binary royalty. You can come and have a chat with me about absolutely anything, treasure. I'm always here. My doors are always open. My legs, not so these days. That's a different service that I used to provide a while ago. Don't listen to all the bloody rumours, please. Head to all my socials. That's where I'll tell you everything that's going on. And if you do happen to work in a care home or know anybody that does work in a care home, especially if you're looking to maybe get somebody in and come and do a bit of hair. I mean, you've probably got somebody who does actually come in and do their hair and makeup. But what I can do is come in and sing a couple of songs, treasure. We'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when, but I know when. I'd need to learn the lyrics, wouldn't I? That would be handy to learn the lyrics. Maybe we could have a little sing-along in our next episode. That's what we could do. I'll see you later. Online.
Like, follow, subscribe, sign your life savings over to Calling Kitty. Available on all the podcast platforms.